Welcome to the podcast about investing in startups, where existing investors can learn how to get the best deal possible. And those that have never before invested in startups can learn the keys to success from the venture experts. Your host is Nick Moran, and this is The Full Ratchet.
Welcome back to TFR for a special installment of Investor Stories. In this segment, the investors tell a story about some of the most odd and unusual situations they've ever encountered as investors. This is the segment called The Strange and Unusual. On today's special segment, we have Ajao of Base 10. Ade, can you tell us a story about one of the craziest situations and or pitches that you've encountered?
Without going into a lot of details, but I mentioned before that in my first startup we were all very, very mature, and we did a lot of things wrong, although it was ultimately successful. There was a time in which me and another co-founder had to actually break a physical brawl, a physical fight in the boardroom.
Wow. And
that situation was quite surreal. No one got hurt and everyone went for drinks after and everything was fine. But, talking about tension in the room.
Wow. I don't know if I would have gone for drinks if there was that much tension. On today's Investor Story segment, we have Cyan Banister of Founders Fund. Cyan, can you tell us a story about the craziest situation or pitch you've encountered?
Craziest situation or pitch? I mean, I think the craziest pitches I've ever received are people following me to my car. So
what? Out of the office, huh?
Yeah, just that's really, please, if you're a founder listening to this, don't ever do that. But I've been in an event where I'm walking to my car, and luckily it hasn't happened at the office, but I been at TechCrunch Disrupt, or I've been speaking at an event, walking to my car, and someone comes running out after me and they just start pitching me. And I'm and I try to tell them, I'm now is not the time or the place to pitch me. I'm not going to absorb any of this, and you're going to leave a pretty bad impression. So please email me your deck. Please stop pitching me. And some people, they're just so excited. You can't really blame the hustle, so to speak. They're trying everything they can,
mm-hmm.
But it's kind of crazy. You're just what are you doing? Have you lost all sensibility? I've even heard of guys. This has never happened to me, thank goodness. But I've heard of guys being pitched when they go to the bathroom.
Oh boy!
It's what? What are you doing? I think that this hasn't happened to me, but some self-driving demos some of my partners have gotten into where they've ended up in car accidents.
Oh boy.
That's why
not
I won't
the good
do them.
Product demo right there.
Yeah, I won't do those. I won't do anything that even remotely would risk my personal safety.
Yeah.
So I won't try weird foods and all sorts of weird stuff like that. But yeah, no, I think that's probably the craziest one.
That's good. On today's special segment, we have Jeff Clavier of Uncork Capital. Jeff, can you tell us a story about the craziest situation or pitch that you've encountered?
I think it's a number of times people tried to pitch me while I was in the bathroom.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Yeah, at conferences or things like that. Or, someone approaching me while I was sort of running errands with my daughter and trying to pitch me in the aisles of Whole Foods.
Well, you are pretty recognizable. I mean, I feel like I've seen you on stage at multiple conferences, and you've done a lot of appearances over the years, so everyone's probably trying to hunt down Jeff Clavier in the Valley.
Yeah, it's at conferences, it's part of the job. I think sort of the trying to get your attention in the bathroom is kind of
yeah,
gross.
Too much.
But I think privacy is a thing, and so yeah. Look, I always try to be sort of polite and gracious because I know it's my job to be pitched. But it's easy to sort of send me an email. I'm jeff@uncorkcapital.com. And as I tell people when I'm at conferences, look, it's great that you see me, but it's kind of useless to pitch me directly, because at the end of the day, what matters to me is who's going to refer you to me, because I'm going to use the trust I have in the person who refers you to sort of figure out the priority order of your pitch. What's interesting is that over the last 15 years, so we've seen tens of thousands of companies, right? We see 3,000 companies a year. We invest in 10, 12. So we've seen tens of thousands of companies. And up until recently, we had never invested in a cold pitch, ever, right? Wow. Not because we don't want to, it's just that never sort of materialized that way. And then one of our investments in Austin, Texas, Coder, which is a developer IDE, an integrated developer environment, cold emailed my partner Andy saying, hey, we're users of LaunchDarkly, another of your startups, and we're big fans of what they've done. And we think that if you invested in them, you may be interested in what we do, because we're also targeting the developer market. You want to take a look? And Andy was like, oh, okay, company from Austin sort of sending me a cold email. Okay, whatever. But at least the hook was very smart.
Yeah.
He asked the LaunchDarkly guys what they thought, and they said, oh yeah, those guys are pretty legit. You should at least take a look. And lo and behold, a few weeks later, we were leading that round of investment, making the first investment in Austin, Texas along the way. So,
wow.
So, you never know, but still a lot of, I would say, a shortcut to sort of getting a VC attention is using a strong referral.
Agreed. And even some of those cold reach outs can feel like a warm reach out or a warm referral if the hook is right, if they've positioned it the right way. I mean, from my standpoint, for every 50 to 100 cold reach outs we get, maybe one is a well-crafted email.
Yes.
Most of them, it's just mail merge, like replace name here, venture firm and first name. But every once in a while, you get a good one. That will conclude this installment of Investor Stories. If you're enjoying the program and would like to see it continue, take a moment and leave a 5-star review in iTunes. Also, if you'd like updates on new content from TFR, as well as the top 10 VC articles every week, go to fullratchet.net and sign up for the newsletter. Okay, that will wrap things up for today. Until next time, over-prepare, choose carefully, and invest confidently. Thanks for joining me.